Hello, I'm Dr. Sam and this is Dr. Sam's Health. Today I'm continuing my series of inspirational Q&As and I've got an amazing question from a fellow YouTuber, Dr.Fox, the lifting dermatologist. The question is about vascularity and how do we respond to comments about vascularity, but I will let Dr. Fox speak for himself.
In this video, we'll try to get an answer to the question how to react when non-lifters make remarks about how vascular you are and your veins showing. Recently, I got some remarks from colleagues that said, "Oh man, you are so vascular. I can see the veins on your arms and even on your temples. I've never seen that before." So how should one react to that? And I'm pretty sure that's not a real compliment, isn't it? I think they rather find it freaky as not lifters. So Dr. Sam, how to react to remarks about being so vascular?
So thank you for this question, and obviously this question has several aspects to it. Some general aspects and some, I would say, like personal touches. So I will start with the general aspects of it, and I've got three things to say. First of all, as athletes, as someone who strives for better physique, better aesthetics, we usually tend to strive for higher vascularity. And the reason for that is the vascularity is a good indicator of a couple of things. First of all, high level of vascularity, like yours, shows that you have very low body fat percentage. And that is something we always strive for. We lose our weight, we lose fat, we're trying to be as muscular as possible and at the same time keep low body fat percentages. The second thing is also related to muscles. Every time we work out, we compress the deep veins in our arms, legs, everywhere, and our venous blood flow gets shunted into superficial veins, and that's what gives us this fantastic effect of bulging veins all over our muscles. And that makes us look even more aesthetically pleasing in our way. It makes us look more muscular, more like lean and mean. And obviously we always strive for this kind of a look, but sometimes as people who are very motivated to achieve certain results, sometimes we get too far and we're starting to look like we don't have any body fat and it doesn't look healthy. It is not your case, for sure. You've got, in my opinion, a perfect level of body fat and perfect level of vascularity, very impressive. But that is something I would like to mention to begin with, is sometimes as someone who has very high goals, we are usually high achievers, we are sometimes going overboard and we are getting to some unhealthy looks. Again, not your case for sure. The second thing I would like to mention is our body image. And as a psychiatrist, it is a very important topic to me. I think that many of us have some body image, not issues, but insecurities. You know, we all are striving for very good physiques. We are designing meticulously our workout routines, our nutritional plans. We're obsessively following them. We're checking mirrors. We're checking our scales. We are very critical. We're actually usually the worst critics of ourselves, but we are very critical about our photos, the way we look, the way the clothes fit us, and so on. So sometimes these benign psychological issues, benign psychological phenomena, body image insecurities, they play a role in the way we perceive comments. So sometimes we take some of them as criticisms, whereas they're just signs of admiration. Or just like neutral comments. And the third and the last thing in the general section of my answer is related to people who are making these comments. As you said, they are not bodybuilders. They do not share our views, our ideals, and when they meet someone like yourself, who is muscular, who's got his veins bulging, who looks very athletic, first thing they notice is that you deviate from the norm. So you are literally an abnormal person for them, whereas you are definitely don't have any like pathological processes going on or any disease, but at the same time your physique is so outstanding, literally it stands out, that they perceive you as something like so extraordinary that they cannot help it, they have to make a comment, and it might come across as something negative, whereas it's just a recognition again of your great physique. Another little thing that I would like to add: many people strive for good physiques, but they don't have enough motivation or willpower or knowledge to get to your level of fitness, and they're just a little bit envious of your success. So just to sum it up, I would say that my general recommendation would be to take these comments with a grain of salt and take them primarily as a recognition of your outstanding physique. And by that I mean that your physique is so unusual, so extraordinary, that it stands out and people are making these comments. In some cases, when you receive lots of this kind of comments, it might make sense to actually reevaluate your aesthetic standards and your fitness goals and maybe your own health. But in general, I don't think it makes any sense to be emotional about them or to take them as some negative comments, because in most of the cases they are neutral, they are not malevolent. To put it very simply, we live in a slightly different world. We've got different standards of physique, different fitness goals, and we dedicate a lot of time to this kind of aspects of our life. Now I would like to talk about the personal aspect of the question. When you asked this question, you actually said that you've met with a lot of colleagues. And I think that it plays a huge role because I assume that as a physician, your colleagues are also physicians, and you are a dermatologist, and I assume that they all are dermatologists too. And since your colleagues are likely dermatologists, the very first thing you take a look at is their skin. And in your case, your skin looks good, but you've got a number of veins bulging. And as physicians, we are trained to identify certain diseases, such as like vascular problems, like deep vein thrombosis and so on. And I assume that if they are not lifters, they don't even think the way we do. They don't think about low body fat percentage, pumping, and things like that. The very first thing that kind of pops up in their mind is DVT. Quite honestly, I'm not surprised that when you're going to a dermatology conference, that many of the people you meet, your friends who knew you before your body transformation, they are kind of registering the changes in your physique. And the very first thing that crosses their mind is something's wrong with you. And maybe later on during the conversation, they understand that you are just a guy with an amazing physique and amazing discipline. So having said that, again, my kudos to you for having such a great physique, such a great muscularity, vascularity, such a low body fat percentage, athletic look. And again, take these comments as a recognition of your literally outstanding physique rather than something negative. Because in most of the cases, they are not negative at all. They're mostly derived from curiosity and astonishment. So I hope that it answers your question in full detail, and I'm looking forward for more questions from yourself and from other viewers. I'll see you in my next videos. Don't forget to subscribe, to like the video, to ask your questions the way that Dr. Fox does, and to post your comments and questions in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. Tomorrow I'm posting my first report of my own body transformation. See you tomorrow. All the best.